welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight, the first of two, we are watching and reacting to the Leagues Cup third place match. The Leagues Cup 2024 third place match. You could call it the Philadelphia Union Invitational because this is the second time they're there and hosting it. The Philadelphia Union versus the Colorado Rapids. Winner goes to CONCACAF Champions Cup and wins the bronze medal of the Leagues Cup. The loser, you get nothing. You get nothing. Philly knows how winning third place feels. Let's find out if they find out how losing the third place match feels. So we got Philly versus Colorado. Philadelphia Union contra Colorado Rapids en la Leagues Cup 3 puesto partido. Should be interesting, but this isn't the main event tonight. This is just the curtain jerker. This is the mid-card. I guess the curtain jerker would have been the Premier League matches. Not that it mattered to me. This is the first one I'm watching, but there you go. It's a shirt. It's a dress shirt. Just my suit pants and a dress shirt. It'll look better with a jacket and the tie. It'll look better with a jacket and the tie. I don't know. We'll find out. I heard about the score. I didn't watch the game. Evander the GOAT. And he took Roman Burki's jersey after hitting him with that free kick, which, you know, there you go. With that being said, starting 11s are as follows. Andre Blake, the back four of Kai Wagner, Jack Elliott, Jakob Glesnes, Oliver Mbaiso. The midfield three of Jesus Bueno, Leon Flock, Quinn Sullivan. The attacking midfield three, Daniel Gazdag, Mikhail Udo, Tabaribo, who is back. He is back for this game, yes. Colorado Rapids in goal, Zach Steffen. The back four of Keegan Rosenberry, Lalas Abubakar, Andreas Maxu, Sam Vines. The defensive midfield two, Connor Ronan, Adam Larraz. Or Oliver Larraz. Why do I keep... Dude looks like an Adam. I don't know. Oliver Larraz. Keep doing that. Calvin Harris, Jordy Mihailovic, Cole Bassett, and Rafael Navarro. How we doing, Mile High? How we doing, Sean? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that chicken parm. I wish I had some, but I won't because I have shit to do today. Well, I don't even have the ingredients anyway, but I certainly won't have it today. I got shit to do. These 3 assists behind Acosta. Is Rapids way better than last year? Yes, they are. For sure, they are. You could say Toronto is too. Didn't they finish like pretty close to each other last year as well? Didn't Toronto and Colorado finish pretty close to each other last year? I think they did. Yeah, Toronto was bottom, but I think one Colorado like 1 or 2 places away. Cooking my lunch in the air fryer. No, the thing about air frying is there's no oil. It's really just a convection oven though, but since there's no trans fats, no oil, it's healthier. I haven't really done the science. That's not my job. But since there's no oil and you're basically putting in a convection oven, it's like a microwave. I say more like a convection oven, really, but it's more like a convection oven. It's not really a microwave either. Because I did see on my Hot Pockets, there is an air fryer portion. You have to put that thing in there for 20 minutes. You have to put a Hot Pocket in the air fryer for 20 minutes. No joke. If you want a crispier crust. By the way, they took the sleeves away for the Hot Pockets, which is weird. Which is weird. But, so no, it's more of a convection oven. Well, third place and final of the Leagues Cup. Did you not expect this? Toronto's not playing. I don't have a jersey for Columbus, LAFC, Colorado, or Philly. Besides, it would make no sense to wear a jersey then put on the suit anyway. So, It's a final day. That's why. Just like Copa America, MLS Cup. You've been here for enough final days. You know how we roll. I think you have at least. You know how we roll. Sean, I'll put on the jacket and the tie, which basically everything else, add the jacket, add the tie, boom. It hadn't even kicked off yet, but the transmission's starting. It's the third place match. You're not been on for 4 minutes now. You should have known the third place came first, then the final. And it was a pretty early third place match. You should have known. You should have known. I had this thing up for like 2 days. You should have known. Setting ready to go for 2 days. You should have known. In Philadelphia. Philadelphia Union versus Colorado Rapids. Game's about to start. Both games only will go straight to penalties. There are no extra time for either. No extra time for either match. We go straight to penalties in both cases if it's tied after 90. Just so you know. Madrid's actually a pretty entertaining team. Not a fan of them. Might just watch their matches. Yeah, that's how I feel about Man City and Barca. Colorado already had a bye week this week in MLS, so they don't have a game pushed back. Philadelphia had a game pushed to August 28th. I think they were playing Columbus too, ironically enough. When are you reacting to Liga MX again? I think next Sunday. I think the Sunday upcoming. We're bringing back Domingo Futbolero next Sunday. So next week. 7 days from now. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. There you go. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's how I feel about Man City. It's good to learn tactics from and watch them to see how they play, but I hate Man City, but they're fun to watch. Or at least if you like the tactics of the football match. Jesus Bueno's the player to watch for Philadelphia. Subbed all 6 games in Leagues Cup, but he's starting tonight. So are they taking it seriously? I don't know. Oh, Endrick scored today. Yeah, Bobby Charlton. You're really going to run that, aren't you? Okay. Jordy Mihailovic, the player to watch for Colorado. 11 goals, 9 assists in all comps this season. That's pretty good, actually. I guess Colorado's taking this more seriously. Teams are walking out. Colorado's wearing their powder blue kits. Philly's wearing their navy blue center stripe home kits. Yeah, I saw. But hey, that's good for him. Good for him. Didn't even start yet, kid. There's no goal. The first of 2 matches today, and a CCL spot to be given here. Of course, LAFC and Columbus both have CONCACAF spots. The question is, who wins the trophy? Who gets the round of 16 bye spot out of the Leagues Cup trophy, and who gets to join round 1 with the Philadelphia Union or Colorado Rapids? Chivas versus Tigres ended 1-1. Yep. Mihailovic had flu-like symptoms. What's going around? Well, that makes no sense because they're in Colorado, but they were in LA. But maybe there's some going around because certain somebody has some sinus problem or cold. Some must be going around. Not me. I'm watching All In. Okay, Risklander, enjoy the Pissant Company over a Leagues Cup third place match, but that's just you. That's you. Besides, shouldn't it be over already? Shouldn't it be over already? I don't know. Game's about to start. Daniel Bryan might have his last match today. That's sad. If that's the truth, that's sad. Daniel Bryan is the last match today. He might be in the main event, but it also might. I don't know. So we're going to get a youngster that says, I think Puskás is a very entertaining player when I watched him. Well, I mean, if anybody does that. Hendrick said that about Bobby Charlton, not Puskás. Or did he say both? Or did he say both? Game's about to start. The only Spanish Ballon d'Or winner. Well, I mean, Suarez could be his favorite player, but no, he's not from Spain. I agree with that, but there's a couple of players that deserve to win Ballon d'Or that didn't win Ballon d'Or over the past, I don't know, almost 20 years? Or, yeah, 18, 17 years. So, oh, there is a Spanish Suarez. Okay. That's my bad. Miramontes, look it up. Oh, I know, I believe you. Starting 11 is Blake, Wagner, Elliott, Glesnes, Harriel, McGlynn, Flock, Bedoya, Uda, Gazdag, Sullivan. I bet you never heard of the dude until now. If you were like 50, I'd be like, yeah, sure, you might have me on some. I don't know. You might have me pinned. I don't know. Dude, you just found out about the guy. I don't know. Maybe because I don't look back into the 50s and 60s. Only Spanish that's won Ballon d'Or. Now you're making me feel bad. Zach Steffen, Sam Vines, Andreas Maxu, Lawless Abubakar, Keegan Rosenberry, Cole Bassett, Connor Ronan, Lewis, Mihailovic, Fernandez, Navarro. That's my bad for not looking back into the 50s and 60s. I know, not the biting one. I know. Spanish Luis Juarez, the old one. 50s, 60s, 70s. Prehistoric football. It's about to. And it's off. We're good. 2 seconds in. Let me tell you, if it's... I know Stoichkov. It gets spotty around the 60s for me. About 65, 67, it gets spotty for me. It's like Gorgeous George. Yeah, I know about Gorgeous George, wrestler. I don't know who the hell he wrestled. I know Stoichkov, yes. Like, I know Iron Sheik. I know... Well, that's a little bit too more recent, but still. I know John Haystacks. I don't know who the hell he wrestled. I know Garincha, yes. I know Magico, yes. Yes. Okay, see, as I said, it gets spotty. 1 minute in. Playing forward. Philly defending the ball. Everybody knows Garincha, but I'm not that bad off. Let me tell you, if you ask... I've heard. But you ask anybody our age, or about 35 to our age, and you ask, who do you think of first when you say Luis Suarez? They're going to think of the Uruguayan guy first. The Miami one, the biter, not Spanish Ballon d'Or winner. Hell, well, is Carlos Alberto playing in the 2002 squad or the 1970 squad? I think Carlos Alberto, I think it's 2002. I could have sworn I saw a colored picture of him, which that would not be the 70s. 2002. See if I'm right. Manager, 70s. Damn it. Oh, 70s. FIFA. I told you it gets spotty. He won the World Cup with Pele in Mexico. Again, I know Pele. My dad does. He don't know him. I don't know. Well, I got fooled. There's colored pictures of the 70s. But FIFA Mobile really should have like upgraded the color on the photo or the definition of the photo. Damn it. Not like I do Pele or Garincha. Do you only know Carlos Alberto because of his FC24 card? Honestly, yes. I know his name. I didn't see him play. Hey, at least I don't lie like Hendrick. Playing forward. Hey, at least I don't say, hey, I really love blank. I know Meazza, yes. Yes, I do. Playing forward is Philly. At least I'm not a liar like Hendrick. Great save for Stefan. Didn't he fall on his ass? Oh, there it is. There's the save. I may pull an 80s player out. I ain't going to freaking talk about somebody from the 50s. Again, it's like John Haystacks and Gorgeous George. Any wrestling fan will hear about them even if they don't watch prehistoric wrestling. But they don't know who the hell. Cross in. Yashin Moscow? 5th minute. Honestly, the best R9 was inked at R9, yeah. And Bizo. He was at Dinamo. Well, I knew it was a Russian club. I knew the guy was Russian. Again, prehistoric football. Real Madrid R9. Inter. I would go Real Madrid second. Inter, Real Madrid second. Brazilian. It's like a 2. Cross in, header. Barca R9. I'd say 3. Actually, no. Inter, Madrid, Brazilian, Barca. Yeah. Inter R9, Madrid, Brazilian, Barca. AC Milan, it's under Brazilian. Like, we have to put his national career in there. But his best club, Inter, Real Madrid. Then Brazilian, then AC, then Barca. Can't forget the fact of his Brazil times. Which, no, I think he still had. I still think he was better club wise. 7 minutes. Butland. Horrible. I can't believe. Like, remember when Jack Butland was still the second England goalkeeper and he was in the championship for like 3 years? Eusebio played for Benfica. Prime R9. Duh. And he played for the Toronto Metros. Toronto Blizzard, yeah. Benfica and the Toronto Blizzard, Eusebio, there we go. Toronto Blizzard and Benfica. Played for Toronto. He played in Toronto, no joke. Look it up. Somebody, yeah, Toronto Metros, Croatia. He played for Toronto Metros, yeah. Yeah, I did say Toronto Metros. Didn't they become the Blizzard, though? And he played for Monterey as well. Then he played for Toronto. Yeah, but they became the Blizzard. Toronto Metros and the Blizzard. Same franchise. And I said Metros too, so. I said both names. If you look back, I said both names. Playing forward, cross in, and Boston. As long as he was a football legend. 9 minutes in, 0-0. Philly playing forward, or back to Blake. That Mora card was BS. I hope we appeal it. Yeah, they should, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Why don't you read my comment? I thought I said Monterey first, but Gerd Muller or Thomas Muller? Ooh. I mean, Gerd Muller's a legend. Gerd Muller's a legend. Not disputing that. I think Thomas Muller is the better player. I actually do think Thomas Muller is the better player. But Gerd Muller is a legend. He is a legend. He's a good player. He was a good player. Was a good player, but I think Thomas is better. Weren't exactly the same position either, but I do think Thomas is clear. 11th minute. And Bizo playing forward. I told you it was spotty. Playing forward. And really, you could pick either guy, but I think it's not like it's a stupid answer. I mean, it's not like we're it's not like there's two. Roberto Carlos or Maldini? Maldini. Duh. Paolo Maldini. Duh. 12th minute. Paolo Maldini is clear. Navarro. Best defender of all time. Paolo Maldini. That should be... He got pulled down. That's a free kick. Best defender of all time. Maldini or Ramos? Maldini. Again, best defender of all time. Paolo Maldini is the best center back of all time. Best defender of all time. Lucio or Cafu? Cafu. 13th minute. Easy. See, I told you it gets spotty around the 60s and 70s. But at least I don't lie about it like Hendrick. Playing forward is Philly. Cafu didn't get a hero's card. He got an icons card, though, because I have a Cafu on my freaking FC24 mobile team. At least I did. No, I still do. I still do. Got an icons card, though. 13 minutes. During a Copa America. During the Copa America campaign. Should I get FC Mobile? I say you should, but you'll be behind the 8 ball. But hey, the season isn't reloading. It's going to go another year. So everything from this past season is still going to keep going for another year, they said. So got to keep my team and build it up. 14th minute. But yeah, you should. Playing forward is Philly. Baribo playing a bit deep. The finishing in this match has been very, what's the word? Lackadaisical. Lackadaisical. Ryan's Reds. Ryan apostrophe S Reds. Is there apostrophe? Either way, If it has a Toronto FC logo and it's Ryan's Reds, you got it. You got it. And it has Insigne in there? No. They have versus attack. They don't have Volta. Thought it was Rayo Vallecano. He was going to Rayo Vallecano. Which, you know what? Good for him. That's not what I would... If I was saying go back to Europe, I wouldn't go there. But, you know, okay. Feels kind of like when Coutinho went to Aston Villa, you know? Kind of feels like that. Maxu is down. Kind of feels like that move. It's like... Baribo scored 5 goals in Leagues Cup. Televisa lost against Puebla. You love to see it. Good day. It's a beautiful day. LA Galaxy is actually a retirement home, and you can't prove me wrong to have Marco Royce. He just scored yesterday on his debut. MLS, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the league has gotten younger, but it still has that retirement home smell. Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Royce, Berkey, Insigne. Bernadeschi actually plays well. I'm not putting him there. Insigne, no, he deserves that. But Shaqiri, well, at least until a couple of weeks ago. Jordi Alba, he's a little bit younger. And he's on TAM. Both teams scored the crew game? Yes. Jordi Alba's, I wouldn't say he's retirement. I would say he's playing there because of Messi. He's a bit younger, and Barca let him go. But he might stay the longest. He might stay in Miami the longest, and he's on TAM. So I don't think he's retirement yet. He's honestly, like, you could still be one of the best players in the league, of course, as a retirement player. But Jordi Alba still seems like he turned back the clock a bit, you know? I guess he's an Atletico Madrid fan. He's an Atletico fan. He's 35. Well, that is old for an outfield player. I think he's the same age. He's almost the same age as Messi. He's pretty much right there. Suarez, well, he might be younger. He doesn't look like it with that bum knee. Older than Insigne. That just makes Insigne look bad. That just makes Insigne look bad. The fact that Jordi Alba doesn't look 35. The way he plays, he doesn't look like a day over 29. But if you're going to support a Madrid team, might as well pick Real. Well, I mean, I could see why somebody would pick Atletico Madrid. Goal kick for Stefan. Like, seriously, though, this is a testament to Jordi Alba. The way he plays, he doesn't look a day over 29. He looks pretty young for 35, and he plays well for 35. That's a bad look for Insigne. That's a really bad look. A horrible look. I know one's on the wing, one's a wing back, but that is a horrible look. Agreed. Horrible, horrible look. Player down, Baribo, like Atletico, because they reminded me so much of a Latin American play style. Well, there you go. Yeah, because Diego Simeone is Argentinian. And they're tough. They're dogs. They're tough. They kick you. They play CONMEBOL football. They do. They do. And La Liga lets it happen. Daniel Bryan won the championship. Well, I'm happy about that. First thing that Pissant Company's ever done right. Free kick for Philly, and that goes wide. Goal kick. It's going to go to penalties, probably 0-0. Neither team wants to finish. Neither team in this game wants to finish. I swear. It hurts. Neither team wants to finish in this game. Neither. There's been some good chances, but they're just playing the ball around like a training exercise. It seems to me like they agreed to go to penalties, and whoever wins penalties wins the third place. It seems to me that's what they've agreed. It kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Atletico Madrid winning 2-0 against Girona. That sounds about right. Llorente and Griezmann scored. How did Conor Gallagher do? I know Chelsea won 6-2 today, but how did Conor Gallagher do? They should have never let him go. Well, we did get João Felix, though. It pretty much was a swap deal, if you really want to be honest about it. Premier League is levels above La Liga. And Serie A is better than both leagues. And Serie A is better than both leagues. Playing forward. Wolves might go down. And Everton, too. As long as Everton goes down, I won't complain. As long as Everton goes down, I won't complain. And Wolves, you know what? It's your time. It's your time to go down. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. I don't want to play with you no more. Drops the toy. Came on as a sub. Gallagher? Okay. All right. Played 11 minutes. Chelsea should have never got rid of him. They got rid of him. They got rid of him to play Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I get Dewsbury Hall played for Maresca at Leicester. I get it. I get it. I get it. And that midfield of Caicedo and Enzo is so bad. They just won 6-2, though. They just won 6-2, though, this early. He may have stayed up all night to watch All In, which that may not have been smart, but you had time to sleep. I slept before this. I had time. Whatever. Only the attack was good. 6-2. I don't need to hear it. 6-2. Last year they went to Wolverhampton and played like shit on Christmas Eve. Was it? Yeah, Christmas Eve. I remember that morning. Raheem Sterling missing an open goal. An open goal. I was about to go make my freaking fried eggs on Christmas Eve last year during the trackathon. I saw the freaking picture of Raheem Sterling missing an open goal. The ball, the goalkeeper, all he had to do was put it past the keeper. Around the keeper, he had a goal at Wolves, and he did not last year. So, no, I'll take a 6-2. After that, way better than last year and way earlier. Wolves may be shittier, but I remember. It was bad. They won't be top 6. I don't care. As long as they win the Conference League, they're in Europa League, which that's what matters. Even if they're not top 6, they'll still be in Europa League because they'll win the conference. Technically, right now they're 8th, so there you go. Have you ever made green eggs? No, I have not. Well, I'm not a fan of ham either. Yellow card for Maxu, 24th minute, 0-0. This game is boring. You know what? Yeah, I guess it was more fun to get called on my spotty knowledge of 60s and 70s football than to watch this match. You know what? Fine. Yeah, sure. 24th minute. Did your classroom make a gingerbread man in kindergarten? No, I don't. No. Was that first grade? Was that grade 1, like the handprint ornament? We used to make ornaments in elementary school during Christmas time. Like every year we made an ornament in some way, shape, or form. And it wasn't like ceramic or anything, but there was like a plastic bubble and you colored in some figure, or you did a handprint or something. We didn't do gingerbread men. No. We did ornaments in elementary school. Do you think Philadelphia's up by halftime? No, I don't think either team cares. I think this goes to penalties. I think both teams just want to play to penalties and see who wins on penalties. They do not care. The finishing is not even there. Like, this seems predetermined. It seems predetermined. Like, Armas talked to Kurt and said, hey, let's just go to pens, and whoever wins on penalties wins the CONCACAF spot. That's what this feels like. This is boring. Like, Philly has more possession, but they've done nothing with it. Like, it's mind-boggling how bad their attack is with a guy who's been red hot until he got suspended with Ty Baribo for 2 months? He's been red hot for 2 months, Ty Baribo. Like, he should at least finish on his own, right? And now they're dropping him into the midfield. It's like they want to go to penalties. It's like these teams want to go to penalties, which I think that favors Colorado. I know Andre Blake's in goal. I know. I don't trust Philly shooters. And Colorado, well, as long as, they only missed one, right? Yeah, as long, if they fix that one miss, they'll probably win on pens. A lot of games last night were so entertaining. And Toronto was not one of them. I'm glad, though, they won. I do not care if it was entertaining. They won. That's what matters. Pumas lost 2-1 against Atlas. What the hell's going on? America goes down. Atlas goes down. Or Pumas goes down. Pachuca goes down. What's going on? What is going on? Liga MX is weird. I hope Miami wins MLS Cup because they have a chance of winning Club World Cup. What? What? Maybe better than other MLS teams, but Columbus Crew. Actually, no, I think Columbus Crew has a better shot. Chino Huerta missed an open goal, and he couldn't make a good cross. Sounds like he had a bad game. 28th minute, 0-0, 0-0. This game is boring. Playing forward is Colorado. Bassett down the wing. There might be actually a breakthrough. Crosses in. Navarro shot. What a save. Blake stretches out to make the save on Navarro. Oh my God. How we doing, Daniel? No, I'm busy. I'm very busy. I'm very busy. So, no. Not that I don't want to, but if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't clear up in a bit, I'll just forget. It's not that I don't want to, but there you go. What a save. How we doing, Connor? Ready for tonight? Well, he only sent me one song, and he sent me the link. He didn't just send me the name of the song. So you send me the link, I might just do it right there. And by the way, it was only the second Burna Boy song you sent me that I listened to instantly. Took me a while to get the crab out of my ass to listen to For My Hand. So technically, even then, I almost gave him the runaround. So that was just because I had a crab up my ass. Wasn't busy, but I admit it, though. But you send me the link, I really can't give you the runaround, whether I'm busy or not. Like, well, yeah, okay. Maybe it's more busy, but it may be a little bit of lazy, you know? Mostly busy, but maybe a little bit of lazy. 31st minute. At least when it comes to Mr. Pinellos. I butchered that. Mr. Pinellos. I hope he does well. That's pretty much all I can say. Good luck to him. Wolfsburg was losing against Bayern, then Wolfsburg did the comeback, and Bayern made the comeback. You mean Bayern made the comeback? I think I had a stroke reading that message. What? I think I had a stroke reading your message. What? Wolfsburg led. Bayern made the comeback. It was 1-0 Bayern. I guess, okay, so it was dual comebacks. Fine. It was dual comebacks. Then 2-1 Wolfsburg, then 3-2. Then 3-2 Bayern. Okay, there you go. Goal kick for Stefan. Wait. Could have sworn it wasn't that way, but. Philadelphia takes the ball forward. Yeah, this game is just then 3-2 Bayern. Yeah. I knew about the 3-2. I knew how it ended. Musiala is very good. I agree. 33rd minute, 0-0. 0-0. Nil-nil. Still boring. Thirty-fourth minute. Playing forward's Philly. 0-0 still. Playing forward cleared by the Rapids. Teams are getting a bit closer, but they've just crawled their way to getting closer to a goal. It's been honestly a last-ditch save and block on either side, to be honest. So fair enough. Maybe it is starting to open up a bit. But 35th minute. Nice. 35th minute, 10 minutes to go in the half. Sullivan. Good clearance. '36th minute. America has fallen off. You love to see it. Yeah. Game over. Nobody's even scored yet. '37th minute, 0-0. Boring ass game. Hope the final's better, but I expect the final to be better. This was always going to be the mid card. Playing forwards, Philly, 37th minute. Lowell. Colorado. Bassett, not close enough to the ball. Had to drop back to get there. But they might just have sprung an attack. Here they go. Harris, goal! 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 Calvin Harris! 1-0 for the Colorado Rapids. 0-1. There it is. Sprung an attack, and they finally got the lead. Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris scores. Puts it away. 1-0. They have the lead in the League's Cup third place match. 1-0 Colorado. Sprung an attack. Navarro crossed the ball over. Both onside. Harris runs onto it. Slots it home. Beautiful goal by Harris. Beautiful assist by Navarro. That's exactly what you needed. Beats Blake. Just puts it past Andre Blake. Andre Blake comes way off his line. Puts it under the hand and rolls it in. There you go. Calvin Harris scores for the Colorado Rapids. The 39th minute, right before the half. Goal kick, or the kick off, but there will be no offside. It was obviously on. Colorado has the catbird seat for the last 45 minutes of this game to try to pick up that third place slot in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Which this is basically the best chance for either club to make the Champions Cup going on to this season, or going through this season. Because if either team gets it, it's going to be hard for them to get it outside of League's Cup. So they need to hold here. Philadelphia's 10th. Of course, it goes by the full bracket. Colorado is 8th. Colorado could easily backfill into the Champions Cup if they lose the third place match. The problem is Philadelphia definitely can't. Philadelphia has way more to lose here. If they lose this, they probably are not making the CONCACAF Champions Cup in 2025. Colorado could still easily backfill into the Champions Cup through MLS. Could easily. But cross in, headed away. Because they're 8th in the league as we speak. Miami's winning the Shield probably. I think it's what? 4 Shield winners. Galaxy, Cincinnati, LAFC is already in. So it'd be Real Salt Lake. Columbus is already in. So Open Cup. Goal! Philadelphia scores. Tie game. Ty Baribo. Ty Baribo ties it up. 1-1. Right before the half. Well, if you went with both teams to score, you just got it. Ty Baribo scores. Cross in. Kai Wagner heads through Ty Baribo all alone. Nobody's covering him. His header goes in. Wagner heads it to Baribo. Baribo heads it in. It's 1-1. Both teams have fallen asleep. Leads to a 1-1 draw. We might see still a draw. Navarro shot over the bar. Ty Baribo's on fire. He's a very good striker. Hey, good for him. He's finally got it going. And unless Toronto wins MLS Cup, their best chance at Champions Cup's winning the Canadian Championship. So that's there's that. So yeah, if Colorado could find their way in. Top 7, they'll backfill into the Champions Cup if they lose this game, but Philly wins. If Colorado wins, then there you go. Red Bulls are in pole position to backfill into the Champions Cup. Real Salt Lake should. Because LA Galaxy, Miami, Cincinnati, LAFC is already in the Champions Cup. Indy 11's probably going in through Open Cup. Well, LAFC would have to beat Seattle, and Indy 11 would have to beat SKC, but that's both possible. Both those things are possible. Shot off the post. Both those things are possible. Shot, blocked, rebound, goal, goal, goal. Ty Baribo scores a second. Ty Baribo scores a second. Pounces on the pass, slots it home. 2-1, 2-1. Ty Baribo with 2 goals right before the half. 41st minute, 44th minute. Ty Baribo's on fire. Shoots it off the post, or that's when the ball came in. Sullivan shoots it off the post. Wagner plays it in to Baribo. Baribo just gets it past to Abubakar. Abubakar slide, doesn't clear the ball, and Baribo slots it home. Kai Wagner with 2 assists. Ty Baribo with 2 goals. And Philly leads right before the half. Back home, Zach Wilson threw a 1-yard touchdown. Yeah, and the Colorado Rapids just threw the game. Ty Baribo with 2 goals in the last 5 minutes of the second half. This game's like Croatia-Morocco. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I agree. It is. It sort of is, yeah. It sort of is, yeah. I don't disagree. Zach Wilson now looks like he's been through puberty. Hey, sucking in New York makes you a man. I don't know. Having to go through all that shit. Hope the finals like Argentina, France. Well, there won't be extra time, so 2-2 then penalties. Hugo Juarez would have been in goal for both, by the way, just as a little bit of an aside. 45th minute, 2-1 Philly, just as a little bit of an aside, by the way. 45th minute. Added time, 2 minutes of stoppage time. 2 minutes. 47th minute will be the end of the first half of this match. Philadelphia looks like they're going to win the Philadelphia Invitational because they've been in both third-place matches. And it looks like they're going to win it. Philadelphia is overrunning Colorado as we speak with a minute and a half left of the first half. And Bizo cleared. Yeah, I think Colorado, they might be in trouble, but we'll see what happens in the second half. Did I say a 2-2 with penalties? Oh, you know what? It's on the line. You know what? Maybe I was right about the 2-2 with penalties. Thoughts on the Cardinals, unis, Arizona. You know what? They've grown on me. The red Arizona Cardinals unis are clean. Yeah, the word mark's big, but you know what? The red jerseys are clean. The white jerseys are nice. The black jerseys are awesome that they have. I like the Arizona Cardinals set. I really do. It's grown on me. At first, I thought it was sort of like Atlanta. Atlanta never grew on me. The Atlanta set never grew on me. But the Arizona Cardinals jerseys have grown on me this past year. The red one was a little bit of the thing that pushed it for me. But I always thought the white jersey was clean. I always thought the black jersey was clean. But that red jersey was... But it's halftime. It's 2-1 in this game. Philadelphia leads 2-1, 2-1. But, I mean, I like the set. I like the Arizona Cardinals set. I think they needed to change. They couldn't go completely 2004. Like, they couldn't go completely classic, but they did with the black and white. They did with the third and away. They went closer to classic. Phoenix Cardinals, Big Red, St. Louis, because they used to be in St. Louis. Go watch the Start Raving Sports video about that, by the way. It was a really good one. But there used to be a St. Louis football Cardinals, which are now the Arizona Cardinals. Seriously, they were in St. Louis. They played in Busch Stadium, Busch 2. But Bill Bidwill didn't screw over the city as bad as Stan Kroenke. So basically, if anybody did hate the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think they do anymore. Also, it's kind of fitting. Kurt Warner went to a Super Bowl with them too. So, you know, it's kind of fitting. So I guess the Arizona Cardinals and St. Louis still have that, like, one connection. It's like, oh, Kurt Warner ended up ending his career in Arizona and going to a Super Bowl with them, and honestly should have won. But that's sort of fate, though, you know? That's kind of weird if you know the history. It's kind of like, hey, you know what? He started with the St. Louis Rams or made his career with the St. Louis Rams. Ends his career with the other team who were in St. Louis for a long time. Or for a good bit of time. Actually, about the same amount of time the Rams were. About 20-some years. Isn't that kind of crazy, though? Kurt Warner played for the Rams and also played for the Arizona Cardinals, who used to be the St. Louis Cardinals football. But back to the point is, the Kurt Warner era jerseys, they started getting a bit old. They aren't bad, but they were definitely 2000. They were definitely early, mid-2000s. They needed to go. They needed to go when they did. So they went more neo with the home jersey, the red jersey. They went more classic with the black and white. I think overall it worked, but they couldn't go completely big red like pre-2004 jerseys. They couldn't do that. Which those jerseys stayed the same. They did throw an Arizona patch on there, like state flag on there, but when they moved over, but they couldn't go completely back to the big red jerseys. They couldn't. Which they kind of did with the away and the black alternate, but there wasn't a black alternate back then, but sort of a faux back. But they kind of did, but they didn't. The home was brand new, which honestly, all red, it's sleek. Cards and Falcons got outdated. Now I think the Falcons should have stayed with red jerseys. Yeah, I agree. The gradients just, no. Like, even with a red jersey, the gradients just, no. Like, the black jersey's probably better with gradient, but the red jersey with the black gradient into the black pants is just, no. What the Falcons should have done is they should have went completely classic. They should have went completely Dirty Birds. Like, they have the alternate, they have the helmet. They should have went completely Dirty Birds. They should have went completely classic. That was stupid. Arizona did it better. Arizona sort of did what the Falcons did, especially with the home jersey, the red jersey, but better. The Falcons will not grow on me. That jersey will not grow on me. Montreal Alouettes versus Edmonton Elks. Alouettes win by a lot. Owls win by a lot. The Elks suck. Edmonton sucks. Alouettes win by at least 21. Probably. Yeah, I would go there at 21. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats. We got hung up a little bit. 2-1 Philly. Let's take a short break. I'll be back. Sit tight. Back to the stats at the half. I would agree with that. Yeah, Timbers are going to be good in the playoffs. I've been saying they'll be a dark horse. I've been saying it. It's not like it's new. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I think both teams will score. It's LAFC in Columbus. I think both teams are going to score. I say 2-2, 3-3, probably going to penalties as well. It's a tight game. Stats are at the half are as follows: 66% possession to 34% possession, 10 shots to 4, 5 shots on goal to 2, 239 accurate passes, 119, 87% to 81%, 5 fouls to 4, 4 corners to 1, 10 shots to 4, 5 shots on goal to 2. We got 276 passes to 147, 87% pass accuracy to 81, 12 throws to 3, 1 offside to 0, 1 yellow card to 1, 0 red cards to 0, 2-1 at the half, 2-1 medio tiempo. I think Philly's been the better team. Slightly. Colorado had a goal. They had one really good chance. Another one that Stefan really saved. Blake. Stefan made some good saves too until Baribo scored 2. But Blake made a really good save. Should have been 2 maybe. Maybe it should be 2-2. But they're still underdogs or team you shouldn't sleep on. Yeah, but good thing is it's still 90 minutes, then penalties. So, and it's still LAFC. They still have your numbers. So it's not like they weren't exhausted when they played you last time. What's one more game? Besides, their team is so deep, it really doesn't matter. Even if Kamara plays instead of Giroux, or they have somebody else instead of Palencia, or Murillo instead of Palencia, or Hollingshead. Like, really, you have no chance. I don't care it's in Tukwila, you have no chance. But with that being said, Philly, I think they're slightly the better team. They've had better chances. They've had a really good last 5 minutes, last 7 minutes to get the 2-1 lead after being down 1. It was a really, really, really good game for Philly. Yeah, it started a bit shaky. Both teams didn't look too good to start, but I think Philly's pulled through. Hazard. Prime Hazard. Streets won't forget. Come on now. Streets won't forget Prime Hazard. Straight up. Exactly. Do Florida State versus Georgia Tech yesterday? No. Only college football I do is Mississippi State, the College Football National Championship. That's all I do. And not even every game. Second half about to start. I heard about the game. I didn't see it. I didn't cover it. But I heard Georgia Tech won, which is pretty crazy to think about. I will say that. Second half about to start. I would get that checked out. Probably, I would get that checked out, and I would probably see poison control. 45th minute, 2-1. We're off in the second half. 45 minutes. Colorado has a corner to start the half. Corner, Mihailovic. Taken, header by Abubakar, doesn't get the touch to it. Kim Kardashian was at the Real Madrid game with her kids. Yeah, I heard about that. Herediano or San Jose? Herediano. Portland, you got to dive into the numbers. They should have won that game. They really should have won against St. Louis. They got screwed by the refs, for sure. '46th minute, free kick or throw in to be taken. Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. Rodrigo, Bellingham, Mbappe, or Vinicius will score or assist. That's probably like the easiest call ever. It's like the easiest call ever. But then again, the easiest call ever never really ends well. Cross in. Saved by Blake. That'll be a goal kick. Corner for Colorado, 48th minute. We got robbed exactly what this league wanted us to lose. Evander was like, nah, I'm putting the team on my back. Exactly. Corner for Colorado. Could they tie it up? Cross in by Mihailovic. Header clear. Shot! Goal! 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 Colorado! Oliver Larraz! Out of nowhere, smashes one home. It's 2-2. The 48th minute. What a shot. Out of nowhere, Oliver Larraz scores. Cross in by Mihailovic. Headed back, not cleared enough. Larraz takes a banger into the goal. Blake had no idea where that was going. It's 2-2. Colorado ties it up. 2-2. Game ain't over yet. 2-2, 2-2. The Mora BS red card, the fact it was 4-4. Like, seriously, there was a lot of refereeing favoring St. Louis, or at least against Portland. I don't know exactly which, but could there be a VAR check here? Remy Touchon's not a good ref. He's also a shit ref. Yeah, there you go. He might also just have a lot of malpractice under his hands. I don't know. 49th minute. It's a goal. It is a goal. And they kick off. Colorado does get the goal. Larraz slots one home. And we're even again. Playing forward is Philly. Uda. I mean, I'm watching Toronto, so I'll see the score maybe, but I'm not focusing on that. But who knows? Maybe I'll put up on the other computer. I don't know. We'll find out. Things going to score for Columbus. Rossi, Cucho, and Chambost. I'm going to go for one different score each. Yep, he might. Won't do anything. Well, no, he did play throughout the tournament, so I guess that counts. But 51st minute, I guess that counts. But, I mean, yeah, the Timbers' defense is a bit shaky. I will admit this. I'm not Rory, but I'll admit it. The Timbers do have a weak defense. They do have a shaky defense at times. Like, I don't think it's as bad as they have it's like that horse drawing where it's like the horse looks wonderfully drawn up until like the middle and it just gets worse and worse and worse and then it turns into like an outline. The defense is shaky. I don't think it's like that bad. I don't think it's like the offense is amazing, but the defense sucks. I think it's shaky. But yeah, I mean that is a negative there. I'd be like 90 minutes. Maybe 120 because they still have extra time during Open Cup. But we are 90 minutes away or 120 from being in the CCL as a USL side. No matter what happens. If Seattle wins tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but if LAFC wins tomorrow night, we're in. No matter what happens in the final, we're in. We're in. But the first thing we got to do is worry about ourselves. We got to get that win. We either put ourselves in the final, going for a trophy, and also the spot if Seattle gets the job done, or we are in and just going for a trophy if we make the final and LAFC's on the other side. Now, that may be the hardest thing we've ever done. But this, let's hope that's house money. Let's make sure this is what we do. Let's make sure the other thing's house money. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that as well. Plays forward is Colorado. Harris crosses in. Rosenberry loses the ball, puts a foot in, doesn't get it back, 54th minute. No. Well, actually, you know what? No, you're right. Bernadeschi, no. Insigne, you're right. Insigne, yeah, no, he's better than, actually. I can't even lie. Pio Alvarado is better than Insigne, but he's not better than Bernadeschi. Insigne has to step up. He won't. Insigne will not step up. He's washed. I agree. I don't know if it's because he doesn't care, or the fact he's injured all the time, or he's just washed. Either way, he doesn't know. 54th minute, over the top. Kicked away by Stefan. He's washed. Playing forward back to Blake. If Bernadeschi was from Liga MX, you wouldn't rate him that much. If he was still an Italian player playing in Liga MX, I would. Why'd you say Eustachio is better than Rice? Because he is. He's more of a metronome in midfield. I think he plays better passes. I think he's better with the ball at his feet. He's better at passing. I think he's good enough defensively. He's got better free kicks. Low-key, Eustachio is better than Declan Rice. Low-key, he is. And low-key, Jonathan David's better than Ollie Watkins. Just because they're both in the Prem doesn't matter, and they're both English doesn't mean that they're already better than Canadians. Eustachio and David are better. I don't care if one plays in Portugal and one plays in France. I don't care. They're both better. They're both better. Don't care. Just because you're in the Prem and you're English doesn't mean you're better already. And I think legitimately most people would say they're better just because they're English players that play in the Prem. Yeah, Rice isn't a bad player. I still would take Eustachio on the attributes that people say Rice is great at. I would take Jonathan David on the attributes that people say Ollie Watkins is better at. I legitimately would. I think Jonathan David is a better goal scorer. I think Jonathan David is a better goal scorer. He gets more chances. He's better holding up the ball. He's better at making his own runs. He's better at taking shots. I think he does have a better expected goals ratio. Is the World Cup ever coming home? No. Jonathan David has better underlying numbers than Ollie Watkins, I think. I think the eye test also bears that out. I don't care that Jonathan David plays in France, frankly. Heard James? Thought James Panamis or James Rodriguez. I mean, that sucks. Either way, it sucks that somebody has COVID. Hopefully they're asymptomatic. 2-2, 58th minute. Watkins had 19 goals, 13 assists last season. Ha, 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 ha. That is true. This is true. Panamis. Well, that sucks. Still sucks. Playing forward. At least Crepeau's back. Wide. That goes wide. That'll be a goal kick for Blake. Jonathan David had 19 goals and 3 assists. Okay. Jonathan David's more of an out-and-out striker. He's not on the wing. He isn't a playmaker. To me, your striker needs to score goals first. I would rather have a striker with 22 points, 19 goals, 3 assists, because he scored 19 goals. I would rather have a striker that scores 19 goals. In my book, yeah, if your striker's a playmaker, that's great. I want my striker to put away the ball. Put the ball away into the net. That's what I want. If they can play make, that's great. When I say better with the ball at his feet, that means he can make his own runs. He isn't just a tap-in merchant. Like, the assists are nice, but the goals is what matters for a striker. An out-and-out number 9. I want somebody to put the ball away. Whether they make their own run, they fall off the defender, cut through, take the shot, or just tap it in. Either way, I want somebody to put it home. The 10 more assists are nice, but okay. Why you say Holland's a bad player? He legitimately, Watkins also scored 19 goals. I said the 10 plus assists are nice, but Holland legitimately is a League 2 player. No, I'm just saying Holland's overrated. There's a difference. I'm saying Holland's overrated. How he became a Premier League world player, even though all he could do was finish. Like, he legitimately is League 2 standard. He's just so good at finishing that, yeah, I wouldn't complain about having him on my team, but if he couldn't finish, he'd be Prince Owusu. Like, seriously. Like, Erling Haaland would be Prince Owusu if he didn't have the goals. That's exactly what Haaland would be. But Watkins has the same amount of goals. He also, I think, has better players around him. I think Ollie Watkins has better players around him than Jonathan David. Jonathan David does not have that good of players. And you know what? I will say this in Jonathan David's defense. Ollie Watkins has better players around him on Aston Villa. He has better players around him. Jonathan David's really, to be honest, especially in the front line, is a one-man team. Let's be honest. Jonathan David carries that damn team. Let's just be honest. So maybe that's also a reason why the assists are down. Maybe that's also a reason why the assists are down, is because are the assists down? Yes, but he's a one-man guy. It's a one-man team. Well, does Prince Owusu, though? No, exactly. So, still ain't wrong. First, I want a striker that finishes. If we have a striker that can finish, then does get the assists, basically, let me put it like this. Shoot first, ask questions later. But instead of ask questions, assist later. Get your bag first. But if you can assist, and it's better to play the ball through and assist, get it. Fine. And if you can run, pressing doesn't mean assist. Haaland really doesn't press. At least Owusu does. But to me, it's this. Press the defender. Press the hell out of the defender. Shoot first, ask questions later. That's what it is for me. Press the hell out of the defender. Get the ball. Shoot first, ask questions later. But instead, assist later. But if the assist is the better play, do it. If the assist in playing the ball through to a winger is the better play, do it. But if you could shoot the ball and you could put the ball into the back of the net, do it yourself. Shoot first, ask questions later. Also, run your ass off to press defenders. That's what I want. Let me put it like that. Press the hell out of defenders. Shoot first, ask questions later. Owusu does one. He doesn't do the other. There you go. Again, he's a one-man team. There's no the players around him are not as good as Aston Villa. It's not like Aston Villa is a shit team. They're a Champions League team. Do you see the players around Ollie Watkins? Of course he has assists. Well, if he didn't score, he would be. My point being is Erling Haaland fundamentally is a shit player. But I guess as long as you score, I guess technically you're right. I am pushing the goalposts. Erling Haaland finishes goals. Not as much as he did his first season at City or Borussia Dortmund, but he finishes. I guess I am pushing the goalposts. I'll give you that one. But fundamentally, he is a shit player. Fundamentally, he is a League Two standard player who can only finish. And hell, even Owusu's a better presser than him. Just sadly enough, Owusu can't finish. But Owusu's damn good at pressing. He just can't finish. I agree, but 3-2. He's not better than Santi. You're saying Jonathan David's not better than Santi Yepez? What? What? Club and country? No. Hell, just club. No. You know what? No. Jonathan David is better club and country than Santi Yepez. Especially country. Maybe for club, Santi is better. He has scored bags of goals for Feyenoord. This is true. But Santi Yepez sucks for L3. Jonathan David is good for Canada. So club and country, it's Jonathan David. Maybe for club, it's Santi. But for club and country, both, Jonathan David. Well, he was on a heater for a couple of weeks. I got fooled. It's punk metal? Yes. Yes, it is. 3-2 is what you say. Well, we'll see. Yeah, for country. Well, I just said for club and country, it's Jonathan David. For club, I'll give you Santi. Santi scores bags in the Eredivisie. I'll give you that. For club, for Feyenoord, Santi's better than Jonathan David is for Lille. But if you add both together, completely a whole profile of both players, Jonathan David's better. Santi does not perform for the national team. Whether it's because they don't trust him, whether it's because he doesn't get the service, I don't know what it is. He doesn't perform for L3. Jonathan David performs for Canada. You put both together, it's Jonathan David. It's Jonathan David. 66 minute. Well, they're going to call me a poser anyway. I mean, look at me. Even with the jerseys, look at me. They're going to call me a poser anyway. I don't give a shit. '66 minute. Jonathan David's better than Miles better than Santi Jimenez. Yeah, let's see how Santi does in the Premier League since you're so big on the Premier League. Let's see how Santi does it for us before you say Santi's better than Jonathan David. Let's see how he does it for us. 66 minute. When he scores only 10 goals for a relegation scrapping team, apologize. Playing for it is Colorado. Apologize. When Santi Jimenez only scores 14 goals, 15 goals or less, 15 goals or less for a relegation scrapping team, apologize to Jonathan David. Like Santi as a player, but he's inconsistent, especially for the national team. '68th minute, 2-2, still tied up. Start last season was incredibly shit. Yeah, and Santi had a horrible from November to March? You can't say that Jonathan David was inconsistent during club season. If Santi Jimenez was even more. The man was cold from November to March. He only got hot. He started the season hot and ended it hot. He was horrible from November to March. Talk about inconsistency. In the Eredivisie, Jesus. That's good. What the hell was happening? We were asking what the hell was happening. Jonathan David won score 15 plus in the Premier League. It depends who he plays for. He already scores 19 for Lille with nobody around him. Actually, no, he would. He would, because if he played for Everton, he'd score 15 for Everton. He doesn't need anybody around him. He plays for Lille. Said leagues don't matter. Not for Serie A, not for La Liga, not for the Prem. Hell, not even for MLS. But then you start getting to Eredivisie. Prem is definitely better than Eredivisie. I'll say that much. Hell, at MLS, honestly, for me, the MLS is better than the Eredivisie, to be totally honest. Now, Liga MX, that's different. That Eredivisie might just nose out. Eredivisie might just nose out Liga MX. But let me be honest. I think MLS is better than Eredivisie. I really do. I really do. I don't see. What makes you think he would score 15 plus in the Premier League? Because he scored 19 goals for Lille. He's the one-man team. He has nobody around him, as evidenced by the assists. The lack of, I guess. Like, you put Jonathan David Everton, if you give him service, which that's all he needs, which is what he gets. As long as he gets service, he gets 15 goals. Have you been watching the Leagues Cup? Overall, maybe the top end of Liga MX is still better than MLS, but overall, MLS is better. MLS is overall better than Liga MX, but yeah, your Grandes are still better. The Grandes are still better, just barely. Even then, it's just barely. Like America, still better. Tigres, still better. Barely. Pumas. No. Pumas is not better than MLS. Cross in. Pumas is not better. Chivas, barely still better. Monterrey, barely still better. Barely than MLS. Barely. Like it's this close. It's this close. But the whole league? No. No. The bottom of MLS versus the bottom of Liga MX? No. The bottom of MLS is better. Chivas just lost to San Jose. I don't care if this tournament's against Liga MX. Chivas lost to San Jose. You should not, as a grande. I don't care if you're playing in San Jose. I don't care if you're playing in San Francisco. I don't care if you're playing in Mexico. As a self-respecting grande, you should not be losing to the 2024 San Jose Earthquakes at all if you're Chivas. At all. And they got lucky. They got a last-second goal to go to penalties. They still lost. They should have lost in regular time. They lost in penalties. Doesn't matter. They still got embarrassed by San Jose. San Jose. Leagues Cup should be played in Mexico also. You know what? I don't disagree. There should be some teams who play in Mexico. There should be games played in Mexico. Even MLS versus Liga MX games. Like what America with the bye? MLS teams should have went to Mexico to play them. I agree. You're not wrong. I agree. But San Jose beat RSL last night. That shocked me. Hey, maybe their form's getting better. I don't know. Maybe Ian Russell is a genius. They say he is. Maybe I'll tend to believe it now. But you know what? Maybe Ian Russell is him. They'll still let him go. They'll find somebody else. They'll sign some random jackass off the side of the street and get rid of Ian Russell. You know what, San Jose? I'll give you this free advice. You want to succeed next year? Succeed is questionable, but you want to be better than last? Keep Ian Russell as your manager. He's good. He actually is. But MLS has to win 2 CONCACAF Champions Cups in a row for me to agree with you. Okay, that's fair. They should have won, to be honest, they should have won 2 of the last 3. Let's be honest. But as you can see, the league is getting tighter. The gap is getting tighter. There's been 2020, 2022, 3, 4. 4 out of the last 5 CCL finals have had an MLS team in it. Hell, I think the past couple of years has MLS teams actually outnumbered Mexico teams when they've gotten to the semifinals. Like in the semifinal stage, MLS teams have outnumbered Mexican teams, or at least equaled the past couple of years. So you know what? It's getting there. Just those fine margins. It's just those fine margins. It's fine margins at this point, which I'll give you that. Mexico has capitalized on the fine margins. At least the Grandes have capitalized on the fine margins, especially now to one-leg final. They've capitalized. But MLS can still capitalize there. Fair enough. CONCACAF is a neutral tournament. I agree. I'm not disagreeing. But here's the thing. There are fine margins. What do you think of the big 3 of the Dutch league? Could they win MLS Cup? Feyenoord, Ajax, and PSV, they could win MLS Cup. I think so. But again, other than that, what is the Eredivisie? Nothing. Right. Exactly. Like, really, the Eredivisie are those 3 teams. It's that. The Eredivisie as a league sucks. Besides PSV, Feyenoord, Ajax. The league sucks. Like, it's a trash league. Like, I'll go to Herenveen. You're wrong. Like, oh, I got to go to Europe. I'm going to Herenveen. Like, that means anything. Why? Like, that means anything compared to staying in Philadelphia or in Toronto. MLS is a more, there's not haves and have-nots, but it's a better league quality-wise, but there's not haves and have-nots. There's so many have-nots in the Eredivisie. There just is. Let me guess. It's one of the big three. Let me guess. The Champions League winning teams in the Dutch league. Oh, by the way, has that happened since Porto? Like, let's just be clear here. If it's happened since 2000, I'll count it. But the only team who was a mid-tier team in Europe that won the Champions League outside since 2000 was Porto. Who managed that team? Jose Mourinho. That matters. Like, ever since then, it's been a Big Five team. It's been England, Italy, Spain. Even then, well, yeah, Inter Milan. What time is Columbus Galaxy? You mean LAFC? 6:15. 6:15. Germany. Last time Ajax won was in the 90s. Hell, the first couple of years of the UEFA Champions League era were still Champions European Cup level football. Like Porto, you will never see Ajax, Porto, or clubs like that win. A Portuguese, a Dutch, you will never see that again. You will never see that again. Never see that again. Never. I didn't say an MLS team could win UCL. I didn't say that. But a Dutch team couldn't win it nowadays. Like, we're going right now, 2024. It would not happen for either. Hell, I think an MLS team could get further than a Dutch team. Or at least they'd be equal. Where Ajax finishes would be equal to where Columbus would finish. Fair enough. Like, I think Columbus could finish further in the UEFA Champions League than Ajax. Than Porto. I think so. Does that take a little bit of fine margins? I don't know. Maybe. 78th minute. Just because you won a trophy back in the 90s and the 70s doesn't mean you can do it now. But hey, at least you have them. Ask Nottingham Forest, right? Yeah, exactly. Ask them. They have a UEFA Champions League. They have a European Cup. Ask them. Do you think? Ask a Nottingham Forest fan. Ask them, do you think nowadays you could win a UEFA Champions League again? They would probably say no. They would probably say no. But at least for their sake, they're in the Prem. At least for their sake, if they got good, which is very hard to do, but if they got good, they could. Their saving grace is they're in the Prem. They're in the Big Five. That's their saving grace. They still have a better chance than Ajax. They're not even in the tournament. But they have a better chance because they're in a Big Five league to get a third star. But I guarantee you, a Forest fan would tell you right now they would never, ever, ever touch a UEFA Champions League ever again. There are have-nots and haves in Europe. And you know what the problem is with a lot of these CONCACAF players who go to Europe? They either don't play or they go to a have-not. You want to go to Europe? You better be playing for a have, or at least somebody who could, or a who could, not a have-not. Okay? Just because you play in the Eredivisie doesn't mean shit. I'd rather you play in MLS. Like, even if you play for a have domestically, there's still a have-not in Europe. Or at least now a have-not, because they've been priced out of the game. Europe is is a bunch of have-nots because teams have gotten priced out of the game. Thanks to the greed of the Premier League. Thanks to the overrated greediness of that league. Serie A damn near got priced out. They're just starting to get back. And I think the talent and actual quality in that league is better. But when you buy world-class players out the ass and they're playing on the 20th place team in a certain league compared to Italy, well, of course. The Premier League is a communistic, overhyped league. The only reason it's the best league in the world is because everybody in that league has at least one world-class player. Even Ipswich Bleeding Town. Omari Hutchinson. Everybody in that league has a world-class player. At least one, if not two or three. And a lot of the teams have 4 or 5. That league, because it's so financially doped, it's so overrated. Serie A is better, but it doesn't have the world-class players down the ladder. Yeah, Inter Milan, they have world-class players. Juventus, Juve Merda, they have world-class players. Fiorentina doesn't even have any world-class players. They create them, but they lose them. They create them, but they lose them, either to bigger clubs outside of Italy or Juventus. Ask Bernardeschi. He played at Fiorentina. He started there. Chiesa, he started Fiorentina. He went to Juve. So what? You got AC Milan. You got Inter. You got Inter. You got Juve. Hell, even coaches. Thiago Motta goes from Bologna, gets them to the Champions League, gets hired by Juve. Exactly. Atalanta lost to Torino 2-1. Which world-class players does Juventus have? Tim Weah. I think Tim Weah is world-class if he had his head screwed on straight. Weston McKennie, I do think he's a pretty damn good player. I don't know about world-class. Dusan Vlahovic. Federico Chiesa, he's on his way out, but that's just Motta being a dumbass. I don't know why he's doing that. Federico Chiesa, but until he's completely gone, I'm counting Chiesa. Szczesny's gone. They're also rebuilding the squad. Malta's getting rid of some people that he shouldn't, but okay. Morata's gone, but he's not world class. Bonucci's gone, sadly. They have gone down the tubes a little bit. I'll pass the post, 84th minute. They've gone down the tubes a little bit. But I think Weah, if he had his head screwed on straight, McKennie can be. Chiesa's not really going to play there anymore, but he should. I think that's a stupid call to get rid of him. Lewis coming on for Colorado for Harris. Christian Pulisic, Rafael Leao. Manyan, Pulisic, Leao, Musa. Musa's an iffy one, but he can be. He's an iffy one, but he can be. Did Napoli win? I have no idea. I said if he had his head screwed on straight. And I didn't say never produced. I said Freddie Adu is not what people thought he would be. Pulisic is a good player. He is a world-class player. But he's not Captain America. He's not the god. There's a difference to what I meant. I meant Kevin Sullivan is not going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, the hype for these guys. The hype for these guys is like, oh, Pulisic's going to be Messi. Freddie Adu's going to be Ronaldinho. That sort of player. Like, no, they're world class. But they're like barely world class. But they count. But they're not a GOAT. people think these guys are going to be the GOAT. That's the difference. Like a GOAT level, locked on world-class player. Like everybody will, like Eden Hazard. Like, let me put it like this. Christian Pulisic is Eden Hazard, all right? Eden Hazard was a world-class player, but some people may not agree. Some people will be like, Eden Hazard was a world-class player? No. He's Belgian. What do you mean world-class? That's Pulisic. That's Weah. What he can be. That's what Girault can be. I may be forecasting a little bit on potential, but they're not Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi. They never will be. I never said. They are not GOATs. They are not, like, obvious. But I think they're arguably world class, but they're not obvious world class. There's a difference here. Dolvik didn't score. Rafael Leao is so bad. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Bastoni, Barella, Sommer, DiMarco. DiMarco's not world class. No, he had a horrible Euros. But Sommer, Barella, Bastoni, yeah. Sullivan still has potential to be a GOAT. He's still 14. He may, but I don't think it's going to happen. I need to see it happen before it happens. Way of being world class is the worst take of all time. I said if he had his head screwed on straight. Which he's still a talented player. But he still needs a little bit more seasoning. And after what he pulled against Panama, he needs a little bit more seasoning. He needs a little bit more discipline. Lukaku just went to Napoli. What do you mean retire? It's the Euros. You see the Atlanta LA Galaxy match. I heard about the score. I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the full thing. 88th minute, 2-2, Philadelphia, Colorado. I think he needs a little bit more seasoning. I think Tim Weah can be world class. He can be world class like Eden Hazard, Pulisic world class. He can be. He needs a little bit more seasoning. He needs to screw his head on straight. He needs a little bit more discipline. Other than that, he's not a bad player. Cross in. Header. What's your prediction for Kevin Sullivan's career? He goes to Man City, but he'll play for Man City in League 2. He'll play for Man City in the Championship, then move to like Arsenal or something. But Kevin Sullivan can't say, I'm staying. Yappy's coming on for Navarro. He can't say I'm leaving because he just signed a pre-contract with Man City. He will play there in the Championship, but it will have such a good season in the Championship. The hype hits a fever pitch because Man City gets relegated for the 115 charges. He goes to Arsenal. He does not stay with Man City in the Premier League. He goes to Arsenal or Villa. And he plays well, and he stays there for a lot of his career. And he's a solid player, but he's not the GOAT. But he has a solid career. He'll go to Mainz, in my opinion. He'll be what people thought Brendan Aronson would be. Like, he won't be the GOAT. He won't be the new Messi, Kevin Sullivan. But he will be what people thought Brendan Aronson could be. Which, that's not a bad career at all. But it's not a bad career. It's not a bad career, per se. '90th minute. Like, yeah, Kevin Sullivan's going to underperform his hype, but he's going to be what people thought Brendan Aronson would be. That's not bad. It's not bad. 5 minutes of stoppage time before penalties. Chelsea did beat Palmeiras in the Club World Cup final on penalties in 2022. Wait, no, 2-1. It was a late penalty by Pulisic. Yeah. Tell me 3 world-class players from the USA. Pulisic. Weah isn't there yet, but he can be. Gio Reyna isn't there yet, but he can be. I guess Kevin Sullivan could be there, but he's not there yet. He would never play for Montreal because he's playing for the Union and leaving at 18. So there you go. 91st minute. '92nd minute, 2-2. New England butt spanked Montreal last night. It was awesome to see. I think LAFC or Columbus could win the Libertadores. I thought Toronto, when they were good, I said when they were good, could win it. If they were good again, I would feel the same way. But Toronto are not good now. I don't think they would in this moment. But when they were good, maybe a little bit. But there you go. Playing forward, 93rd minute. '93rd minute. Santi Jimenez wants to join Tottenham. Or Nottingham. Remember when he could have joined Tottenham? Nottingham. It's possible. Possible. 93rd minute. Goal kick. Looks like we're probably going to go to penalties for this match. Unless there's a late goal. Thoughts on Jules Vilsant to AZ Alkmaar. Jules Vilsant is a good player. He's a good player. He's a really good player. I think he could be a talented player for this league or for the Canadian men's national team. I wish him the best. I hope it goes well. Is Matt Turner leaving? I think he's done. I think he's gone for sure. Conceição is going to Juve. So I've heard. But you know what? Conceição I think he's going to be a world-class player. So there you go. Also, America losing to Puebla. Happy to see it. I'm surprised, but I'm happy to see it. Matt Turner will go to MLS. That's a good signing. I don't think he should have left. To be honest. I don't think he should have left MLS. Saved by Stefan. He grabs it. That'll take us to penalties for this third place match. 2-2 in regular time. We're going to go to pens. Less than 10 seconds. Throw in, and it's full time. We're going to penalties in this third place match. 2-2, 2-2 esta noche. Philly, Colorado, we're going to pens. We're going to penalties in this matchup. We're going to penalties. 2-2, we go to pens. It's only a check, yeah. We're going to pens. Andre Blake and Zach Steffen trying to win their team a spot in the CONCACAF Champions Cup next year. Colorado could still find a way to backfill into the tournament next year, but Philadelphia is shit out of luck if they don't win this with how deep they are into the table and not even in a playoff spot. This is their one chance. This is their one chance. They got to get it done if they want to be in CCL next year and get some out of this season. Because even if they do make the playoffs, I don't think they're going to. Tim Howard's getting a hero card, but it's very bad. He's getting the Hazard treatment, isn't he? Hoping for the penalties. Last year, Philadelphia beat Monterey 3-0. Yes, Philadelphia, could they win the penalty shootout during the Philadelphia Invitational? Do you think waiting for the shootout to start? Coin toss, Rosenberry and Blake. Let's see. Winner goes to the CCL. Loser probably is SOL. Colorado might not be. Philly definitely is. Colorado's got a chance. Slight chance to make the tournament in other ways, but Philly does not. So, let's see how this turns. Penalty shootout for third place. We could still end up with 2 penalty shootouts this afternoon, this evening. We'll find out. Looks like Colorado will go, well, we'll see. See which team has a shooter going up. Both keepers are going to the net. They'll get their marching orders, the rules, which they should know. Keep your feet on the line. All that. Looks like it's going to be Colorado to shoot first. Jordy Mihailovic to take against Andre Blake. See how long this goes. Jordy Mihailovic to take against Andre Blake. Here we go. In-betweener, but I'll root for a heel. Jordy Mihailovic up first for Colorado. Let's look back. Against America, he scored. He started it and scored for Colorado. He scored. Blake gets back on the line. Here we go. Mihailovic to start the shootout for third place for the bronze medal. And here we go. Shot, goal! Mihailovic slots it home, 1-0. Smashes it home, scores both penalties. Scored against America, scored against Philly. There we go. Philly's up, 1-0, 1-0. Daniel Gazdag, penalty merchant. But Daniel Gazdag's good at penalties. That's one thing we do know. One thing we do know is he's good at penalties. Damn. And he plays football that well? Good for him. Well, good for him. Well, Jordan Morris does too. Daniel Gazdag versus Zach Steffen for the penalty shootout. Here we go. Gazdag. Here comes the shot. Saved! Oh my Lord. Daniel Gazdag missed a penalty. Steffen went the right way and saved it. And let's see if he stays. He stays on the line. Foot's on the line. Zach Steffen makes a big save. 1-0 for Colorado. Bassett. Cole Bassett scored his penalty. The only man who missed for Colorado was Navarro. He got taken off for Yappy. So let's see if that all sticks. If that sticks, that's a Colorado win. Even if Philly wins out or scores out. Cole Bassett. Let's see if he scores his penalty. 1-0, 1-0. Will he make it 2? Cole Bassett. Shot. Goal. Top bins. And it's 2-0. 2-0. The only man that Colorado had a penalty miss from was subbed off. Tabaribo to get Philly back within 1. Tabaribo. See how it is. Tabaribo. Tabaribo. Runs up, takes the shot. Saved! Saved by Steffen. It's still 2-0. 2-0. 0-2. 2-2 on the night. 0-2 on penalties. Philadelphia are losing to the Rapids. Rapids have 2 penalties scored. Philadelphia have 0. To put themselves on the brink of advancement is Andreas Maxu. He scored his penalty against America. If he scores here, Colorado are a save away from going to win the bronze medal. Not going anywhere. To go into the CCL next year, but winning the bronze medal in this tournament as well. Andreas Maxu. Andreas Maxu to put the team in the catbird seat. 1 heartbeat away. Maxu slots it home. 0-3. 0-3. 0-3. Colorado. A save from Zach Steffen or a miss ends this game. A score, and then a Colorado score ends it. Either way, Colorado can end this with a save or a goal. Either Colorado ends it with a score of their own or a save right here. Either way, it ain't going to go much longer. And here we go. Elliott scores top bins. Jack Elliott makes it 3-1. 3-1 in penales. If Colorado scores, it's over. They have to miss. For Philly to have any hope, Colorado has to miss or Blake has to make a save. This gets a bit tight. Connor Ronan scored his penalty against America. If he scores, they win bronze medal. It's over. Philly scored by getting a penalty, but that might just be window dressing. Colorado, it's up to Connor Ronan. Connor Ronan for the bronze medal. Takes the shot, runs up, shot over the bar. No way. No way. Philadelphia are still alive. If Philadelphia score and get one more save, they would have to score again to go to sudden death, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Ronan puts it way over the bar. Wow. Okay. This is Philly still in this. They have to score and then hope for another miss. Oliver Mbaizo to keep Philly alive for one more round. He has to score. Oliver Mbaizo has to score. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has to score. Oliver Mbaizo. Long run up. Shot taken off the crossbar. And it's over. And it's over. 1-3. 1-3 en penales. It's over. Colorado Rapids win the third place match. And they are going to the CONCACAF Champions Cup next year. 2-2 on the night. 2-2 en penales. Or 2-2 on the night. 2-2 esta noche. 1-3 en penales. 1-3 in penalties. Colorado wins the shootout and wins the third place match. I was right about that. They advance or they get it done. There you go. With that being said, there is that. That is the game for the third place. Colorado Rapids are going to the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They get the bronze medal. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you in about 30 minutes. Yeah, about 30 minutes for the final. 6:15. I'll see you in 30 minutes for the final. And Columbus versus LAFC is next. Congratulations, Felicidades, Colorado. Commiserations, Philly. We move on. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See you later.